Yes, she didn't have copies of them.
I didn't have copies of them, but I got them.
All right. Everyone good? We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order at 6:40 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm sorry, did I mess you up? Nope, we're good. All right. There we go.
Heavenly Father, we just come to you in the name of Jesus. God, we're thankful for this day. I ask God that you just bless this meeting tonight. And Lord, just be with Roxanne and Donna tonight. God, that baby is born. Just bless that time in Jesus' name. Amen.
Roll call. Scott Ferguson here.
Tracy Donovan, Mama Latin.
Michael Green here.
Timothy Freeman here.
Roxanne Keegan not here. Excused. All right. Approval of minutes. Everybody have an opportunity to review the minutes?
Yes.
Any discussion?
Just a correction to my name.
Yeah, her name is misspelled all over the place on the first page because I copy and pasted. The
Okay.
Donovan is spelled incorrectly.
Oh, there's no help.
I know,
You missed
and it's
one.
in like 15 places because of all the non-pubs.
All right. I'll take a motion
I
on those if
apologize.
somebody wants to pull one out.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as edited.
You guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a second?
I'll sign it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Signature action.
Yeah, Stratford Regional Planning Commission appointment. So John and Jan Hotchkiss terms expired in 21 and 19 respectively. John Mullen has said that he's willing to be on there. And then if the board has a second person that they can think of for me to reach out to, I'll do that. But John was the only one that was willing that I did reach out to. So at the very least, I would like you to appoint John tonight. No. So,
Remember.
yep, so let's see.
Come on, Kate.
I mean, ultimately, it could be.
I'll do it. I'll give it a shot. I can always.
Oh,
All
thank
right.
you.
Well, thank goodness I brought an extra form.
Congratulations.
All right.
So you guys can just sign both of those, and then I'll fill in the rest of Kate's information later. Thank you, Kate.
Could I get a motion to appoint Kate Buzzard and John Mullen
All motion.
to the Stratford County Regional Planning
Commission.
Commission?
Yep.
I'll second.
All motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Look at that, just
No, she doesn't have to. You don't have to sign it. You just have to fill in your address and your phone number and your email, please. I already did yours, John. What did I do with those papers? I just had them. One moment, please. Oh my gosh. I'm all nerved up. I don't know. Oh, they're under here. Got my nerves rattled. All right, who do you want first?
I got fired.
All right, so you got to give all these back to me, though,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
That's Carl. We'll go in order. That's Carl. Emergency management,
Is me.
yeah, and I can give a little. And highway,
Is Carl Health as well?
yep, it's all one. Thank you. treasurer. That's the total. This is collected in July. Where's the total? I highlighted the total.
Perfect. All right. Department heads. So we'll go through real quick. We'll do in chronological order. Carl Roy submitted to us via email. In the month of July, there were 4 electrical permits, 1 demo permit, 1 gas permit, and 5 building permits. One of the permits is for a new home on Adams Way, and the total fees collected for the month were $1,761.04. Fire?
Fire EMS, Chief Wild West. For the month of July, we had 25 total calls, 12 fire calls that ranged from motor vehicle accidents to medical incidents. There were 13 medical emergencies in the town, of which 7 we covered. Everybody, all the other were covered by either Milton, Farmington, or mutual aid. In July, we trained on pump training for the trucks and office racing as well. And the new automatic compression unit is in service now, so it is on our rig and ready to, heaven forbid that we actually use it, but we're all trained on it, or at least everybody that's trained on it knows how to use it, so. And basically, I'd like to thank every member of the department, again, for making it a great department. It is a pleasure to be the chief of such a great group of people. And we're always looking for new members, so please send email, contact anyone in the department, or come on down every Tuesday at 6:30. No experience necessary.
Thank you, Chief. I will say, just so, I just didn't realize it at first, but if anybody would like to speak and you wouldn't be opposed to coming up to the microphone, just for those at home that are watching the meetings, it makes it a little bit more clear for the public speaking. If you don't want to, I know we discussed that at the last meeting, and it was discussed that you don't have to, but for clarity purposes out there in media land, and you want to use the mic, we'd appreciate it. Secondly, I overstepped myself as far as emergency management before fire. Just to kind of update everyone on that, we're working on it. We have some, what do we have, 5 more meetings, 4 more meetings?
4 more meetings. We had our first meeting today. Our next meeting is Wednesday, September 13th. We'll do 2 in September, 2 in October. To accelerate the schedule, Lisa from Stratford Regional Planning came down and met with us, and we covered quite a bit of ground. It's supposed to be 1 to 1.5 hours. I think we were at it for about 3 hours today, and I think we made some decent progress. One of the things that she said was that once we make it through, like if we can do 2 in September, 2 in October, then we'll have a draft plan to submit to Homeland Security. Homeland Security approves it, then it goes to FEMA. FEMA approves it, then it comes to the board to be approved, and we don't expect a plan to be in front of the board till the end of February, beginning of March. It does impact the town as far as grant money, but we're on the right track.
Strides forward. Highway. Yeah.
Here, let me move that for you. I'm not afraid to speak into a
You probably
microphone.
take it right off the pole. cut
No,
it
that's
off.
fine.
Sing for us, Dan.
This is a little tune, little ditty. No. Okay, it's Dan Phillips, PHILLIPS, road agent and resident. And this is for the month of July through August. It's July 10th through August 14th. So, just a little list here. Took care of the beach area every week. Take the garbage, rake it on Thursdays, so it's good for the weekends. Put up a speed limit sign that was stolen off of Silver Street. Rake the dirt roads as needed, and they've been needing it a lot because of the rain. Replaced a culvert on Ridge Road. Saw cut the for the 2 culverts that we're doing on Pheasant to be replaced. Mowed all the lawns as needed. We had all the fire extinguishers inspected for the highway department. They also did the rest of the town. Let's see, replaced covers missing at the clerk's office, and that was part of the joint loss committee, so that is working, I guess. Replace the cutting edge on the 316 excavator. Put a new sign up on Buttermilk. Set up the Electronics Day event. Did all the calling for that and got that all set up. We did flag for the loggers on Pinkham, and the reason why we were out there flagging for them is I had asked them to come out and cut some of the trees along the road that were going to be problem trees to get those down, and it didn't come as a cost to the town. So I kind of utilized that. Took some rocks out of Ridge Road before they did the paving. They had some that were kind of popping up through the pavement, so we didn't want to pave over those and have them still there, so we took those out. We prepped Ridge Road for paving, did all the sweeping and took out loose chunks of hot top and just got everything ready. And then we helped flag and oversee the paving. They did Ridge Road, they did Upper Kings Highway, which was just a shim. We ran out of money to do the overlay, but the shim actually came out really, really nice. And they did a great job on the paving, and it did. The paving came in under the contracted price. They do it by ton, and it came in, I think it was $9,000 lower than the original quote. Checked out the drainage problem on 105 Lakeshore again, and I was able to talk with the resident across the street, and I'm going to have to do a little footwork on that. We have to try to go through some old minutes, and we do not have a drainage easement there, but we've got a few kinks we've got to work out to try to get that drainage problem taken care of. We loaded the trucks for the gravel shoulders after they did the paving. Their trucks came in and they had their gravel machine, and they gravelled all the shoulders where the paving was done. Then after everything was done, we picked up hot top chunks and stuff like that. We're on the side of the road after the paving. And let's see, ditch Sunrise Drive from the new driveway culvert down to the existing cross culvert. We had a sander that was in our shop, went through the shop, and we got that hooked up to the truck and running, and oiled that and put that out on the stands out back. Replaced the culvert at Pheasant Lane. That was Pheasant Road. That was the 18-inch one. We still have one left to do up there, and we'll be getting that done shortly. And we ditched Kings Highway down in front of Sonny DePrizio's. There was a spot where it was coming out into the road, so that took care of that so it wouldn't ruin the new pavement. And then we had the electronics take-back day, and I think the total was like 515-ish, so double what we did last year. And that's it.
Thank you.
All set?
Good.
Thank you.
All right, police department, they submitted it. Total incident investigation, 16. 1 assault, 2 assist citizens, 1 assist other agency, 2 background checks, 1 fingerprint, 1 medical assist, 1 motor vehicle complaint, 1 paperwork service, 1 sex offender registration, 1 suspicious person call, an untimely death, 2 well-being checks, and a 911 hangout. 1 motor vehicle accident, and it appears 53 stops in town for motor vehicle-related infractions.
we just say what the total cash available?
So on the treasurer's report, it's $3,011,040.85.
Yeah, that's the cash available as of July 31st.
Looks like town clerk, the grand total brought in was $72,315.13 from taxes.
Town clerk, that's clerk.
Oh, clerk,
Yeah,
sorry.
taxes is this.
Taxes is this one. My bad. Sorry, everyone. And then as far as taxes go, as of July 27th, 2023, we've brought in $592,112.05.
I'll copy these for you all. I just need to get it done today.
All right, new business. Hazard mitigation
No,
plan.
you can cancel that.
Cancel that?
Kind of did that during emergency management.
Okay. Broadband grant?
Yeah, we have a resident over on Access Road that calls me every month or two, asking if the board will try to pursue some grant money for broadband expansion. You want to pass it down? The New Hampshire Department of Business and Economic Affairs Office of Broadband Initiatives is hosting a webinar for municipalities on the new broadband matching grant initiative. This is on Wednesday, August 23rd from 3 to 4, and I wasn't sure if one of you would want to go to that.
August 23rd?
Yeah, it's a webinar, you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, I'd be very interested in it.
You would, Tim?
would.
Okay, I'll get you signed up.
Okay.
Thank you. That'll make our resident very happy. Table.
We do have on the agenda a resignation letter. We're going to table that at this time. Further discussions are going to occur with the employee before we can address that. Number 16, Sunrise Lake Watershed Management Plan grants for 2024 with
That's-
John and Stratford County Regional Planning.
Well, it's Randy.
Yeah.
I was
Thank you very much. Stratford, Kyle Pennicle, who is a senior planner, cannot make it tonight. Actually, can't make it any Monday nights because he's got to babysit a newborn. So he will be available if my explanation today doesn't answer your questions. But what we're talking about is in the Sunrise Lake Watershed Management Plan, last year we submitted a request for some projects in the town, and the projects consisted of and these projects were put forth in the plan as the beginning to start helping mitigate and improve water quality through stormwater management primarily. And the grants last year were two. One was Hampshire Shores at the roundabout on Shore Drive, put a rain garden in there to take some of the runoff that comes down there and mitigate it from going over into the beach, into the cove. But the major one was Lakeland Main Beach, and there is a culvert that crosses underneath Lake Shore and then goes down, if you're looking at the lake, the left side of the beach with a culvert, metal culvert that's attached to the plastic culvert that goes underneath the highway. And then it goes, I don't know, maybe 30 feet or so, and then it opens up into a ditch. And then that water flows directly into the lake. But more importantly, the water from that culvert is leaking on the beach side, and what it does is it somehow goes underneath the beach, and during heavy rain events, it'll start bubbling up in the middle of the beach and start washing sand and debris and so forth down into the water. So that particular project last year and the one for the rain garden, we submitted as a request and for a bid. And this is a type of bid. It's under the 319 federal bid, and it provides grant money that has some matching money from supporting entities, and the town is one of them. And last year, we weren't awarded those bids. So we're submitting them again this year. And what these, let me explain a little bit about the projects. We have 3 this year. 2 of them are on the beach because we feel the plan committee that developed the plan, did the plan, felt that that beach erosion, not only with the ditch, but on the other side that runs down along that parking lot and then down their ramp, causes significant erosion when there's rain, and it can bring contaminants into the lake. So that particular project, both of those projects would involve redoing the culvert, not under the road, but redoing the culvert and the ditch to mitigate, slow down water, whatever. We don't know what it'll be. And then on the other side, to take a look at what kind of mitigation things we can suggest, provide, do to slow the water down. Don't know what those are. So what we're seeking tonight, the grant bid is due September 15th to the state, and we're looking for letters of commitment. We have verbal commitments from Hampshire Shores on their beach that they would support that particular project. I have verbal, and I can provide written also, from Lake Lands Association that they support the concept of the project, those also. And we're looking for the town to support that project. What we're asking for is a letter of commitment on the application from the town that they fully support those projects and would provide some assistance if need be in terms of, this could be in-kind assistance, such as maybe gravel if we need it, maybe some backhoes if we needed, dump trucks and that kind of stuff. We don't know at this stage of the bid any idea what this would cost. But I was informed by Stratford Region that a lot of in-kind work that's supplied by the town or other entities would really reduce any financial burden on a match. So I have with me here a letter, a drafted letter that would provide a narrative to the projects and your support. We're not asking for you to make a decision tonight. We want you to read that letter and see what it says. And I think it's right there. The most important thing which you, yeah, I got it, yeah. It goes into why we're doing this. It goes into recognize the importance of the lake, its economic driver. It's significant to the town as an asset. And it talks about our attempt to do a grant last year, which we failed to get. And what it says in the last paragraph, second to the last paragraph, and I want to read this to you, and then I'll give you a copy of this to absorb. This past June, there was another cyanobacteria bloom on the lake, the first reported since 2018. That resulted in a lot of public discussion on water quality issues and reinforced the need to make progress in actions identified in the management plan. The management plan includes a lot of issues, a lot of things to do. Stormwater management is one of them. The town's governing body, this would be a letter that you hopefully would, however you want to modify that, whatever, would be included with the application. The town's governing body, the Board of Selectmen, are fully supportive of this proposal and commit to providing materials, equipment, and labor where possible to make this project a successful one. We also appreciate the ongoing technical assistance from Stratford Regional Planning Commission and New Hampshire DES. The town is not committed to anything unless it wants to. This is just a preliminary one. If this grant is accepted, the application is accepted, then the next phase would determine what the project would entail and cost. And then if the town doesn't want to contribute to it, feels not wanting to contribute to it, can't financially, whatever, they are not committed, even though they have offered this letter. You're not committing to the final number. You're committing to the support of the entire project. So you can, when the final numbers come in and you can't do it, you don't have to. You're not committed. So this is just a letter of support, basically, that you're going to do it. So let me give this copy to you for you to digest. We hope that you can support.
Thank you.
This is just the first step of many things down the road that the plan is asked for us and the community and the town to do, and we hope that this can be accomplished. That drainage particular situation right now is the one that cropped up first. So we hope that you can support that support letter, if you will. Any questions?
I have a question. Could you recap the three projects? It was
Yes.
the culvert at Lakelands, the
Yep.
boat ramp at Lakelands, and the rain garden.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. First project is, would involve the construction of a rain garden at the turnaround at the end of Shore Drive, okay? Second project would be the replacement of a culvert that lies underneath Lake Shore Road. That's not necessarily, would not necessarily be, that would be determined when the project, because that culvert underneath is a plastic culvert, and that is not necessarily the issue. And the third one, which is new this year, is to take a look at the stormwater runoff on the right side of the beach, where water comes off the road, sheets off from the parking lot, goes down their paved ramp, and then into the lake. So that's the third project. And the second project would reduce about 8.5 pounds of, what do I call these, of pollutants, if you will, into the lake. The third project, which is on the right side, which is really just a drainage area, we don't have the numbers yet, but we'll have the numbers on that shortly. I had to take some measurements on that to get the loads that it would reduce. I can't remember what our total goal is to reduce the number of loads, but we want to reduce our load by 20%. I can't tell you right now what these would do, but this would be a great start. So I thank you for your attention, and I hope you go along with us. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Just one thing, Dan, I know obviously school's coming in the very near future. Is it you and typically you and Roxanne that deal with the programming of the lights and what have you?
Yeah, they should be already programmed, but we can double
Okay.
check them.
I'll touch base with you as we get closer, but here in a couple weeks we'll be going down that road. So, all right. Public comment. Bonnie?
Thursday night, 6 p.m. rec meeting, and then next week, the 24th, is the Rex Touch a Truck. There'll be a band, food truck, bunch of stuff to do. And Friday night, the 25th, is the meeting.
Love it. Dan?
Two items. Have we discussed anything about ARPA, there were three employees that, why shouldn't pay, and they weren't paid, everybody else was. Have you discussed that, and what you're gonna do about those three employees that did not get funds?
There's no discussion at this point that I'm aware of that took place, but I wasn't at the last meeting. So the cameras, I'm not sure what Roxanne gave everyone last week or last meeting for an update. I did get a hold of the county attorney's office. I did speak with the attorney that reviewed the case. Upon speaking with him, we kind of discussed and hashed out the preponderance of evidence needed to fulfill essentially a conviction on something like that. We saw eye to eye on some stuff. We did not see eye to eye on other things. And at this point, I am in the process of filing a request to receive the whole entire investigation, to include all documents, interviews, and any physical evidence for the board to review and ultimately see if we have questions still after reviewing all of that. Chief?
I was wondering if there's any AEDs not being used for the police vehicles. If there is any AEDs not being used, if we could actually give one to the highway department so they can actually keep with them during the course of the day.
Perfect.
Just wanted to know if the board would look into that. That's all.
Yes.
Thank you.
John Mullen.
No?
Two things. Number one, I have secured a plaque for the town hall. When we received an LCHIP grant for this building, we were supposed to receive a nice big heavy bronze plaque. So I have that in my hand, and I talked to Roxanne before she left on her birthing issue, that would be good for us on the 24th to have a little ceremony, and it will be installed on the side of the building here. It's a pretty nice brass cast plaque that says this building was protected by LCHIP grants and so forth and so on. So
Thank you for doing that, because when I do my LCHIP report, I'm supposed to send a picture of this plaque. And I always have to leave that blank. And I'm like,
the one I talked to, and I was up there at LCHIP today, and she said, we should have sent it. I said, well, we probably should have requested. No, we should have sent it. I said, well, we got it now, so we can take pictures of that.
nice.
and include
Thank
that.
you.
The second thing is about this mitigation plan. I was concerned a little bit on how that might, the delay of grant money coming to the town. I'm a little concerned about how that might affect our grants that we're submitting now. And I contacted Stratford Regional Planning today, and they assured me that these particular grant that I talked to you just a minute ago would not be affected because it would not involve FEMA or any infrastructure like that. So that was more heartwarming than it was. So I was pleased to hear about that. So we're proceeding full steam ahead with your support.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then additionally, on that, they submitted the milfoil harvest invoice to Carol today. And the 50% match from the state is also not affected by this issue here.
Perfect. Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry, I just have one question. Is that it for milfoil? Because I like to do the request from the state all at once.
It's the final one.
Okay.
Yes, it's complete. So we harvested just shy of 70 pounds this year, or 70 gallons, which is a lot. Yeah, we harvested 61 gallons last year. We actually discovered a lot of new colonies that weren't pinpointed or graphed by the biologists. So the team did an extraordinary job this year.
Just to touch base on that grant so that everyone understands what he's talking about is, without having the emergency management plan in place, which we're working on doing as we spoke about earlier, it does limit our availability for certain federal grants, such as FEMA and emergency-related type of expenses. So traditional grants, such as the block grant, things like your grants, those aren't necessarily affected, but FEMA money and other federal emergency management grants will or could potentially be affected given the fact that we don't currently have a valid, up-to-date emergency management plan. So just wanted to share that with everyone. Any other public comment? All right, well, at this point, although it's not on the agenda, we did have a non-pub issue that came into play that we need to go into for a brief moment. We will be coming out of non-public and back into public immediately following that. You're more than welcome to hang out if you would like. It is merely based on a personnel